that one. Anybody want to comment? Ain't no have Steppin with Marcus J. Yo,
you right. Hey, listen, I still want to go back to what you always say, because it looks like we put, and just listening to what our brother Shatan was saying, he was thinking that the way we were portraying it was that you had to be, if you were intellectual, that means you were that Hasidity, above the bar person, and if you were a domesticated or more domesticated woman, that it dumbs you down. I will never be able to sit there and say that, because my mother did both, and that's why it kind of got me when he was saying, no, nobody said that, because there's no way in the world. My mother could cook, clean, do what she needed to do, and I have all much respect for her. I mean, as a man, I can't say I can do all them things at one time, dog. I mean, that's a whole lot of shuffling to be a strong mother.
Women are phenomenal, so we can do anything. Many hats.
I mean, trust me. Hey, you get no arguments out of me, ladies. Nah.
I guess where you lose me is when you say things like women are phenomenal, because it assumes that women are the only people that are phenomenal. Dudes are phenomenal too. Like, everybody is great. Women are great. Men are great. I think when we get to the point where we don't have to qualify our greatness by singular or setting ourselves aside
We're
from the other.
We're not saying that men are not phenomenal.
Well, yeah, I mean,
you're not as phenomenal as women.
See, there you go.
I'm sorry.
We can juggle.
I'm sorry.
Y'all are black and white. We're great.
Now, the
I'm
point
sorry.
that I was making, and I'm sure you heard my point.
Well, I take that back. I will take it back. There are men out here who are single parent men who are taking care of their kids and going to work. They're doing what we do all the time.
Well, no, don't say we, because all of we don't do that.
Exactly.
And I understand what Marcus J is saying.
And I understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
But you got the wrong audience.
You're right.
For that argument.
We don't all do that.
We don't
all do that.
Because just like there's some great men, there's some tired women.
You're right.
And just like there's some great women, there's some tired men. And every time we get into these debates where, as men, we try to talk about how great we are at the detriment of how great women are, that's where you get it messed up.
That's twisted.
That's where you get it twisted. So when you say stuff like women are phenomenal,
we are. You're going to take away from that?
And then you say it with a pause, as if to say that only women are phenomenal.
No, nobody said that.
You get to be whacked
for that. You in your feelings.
I'm not in my feelings.
I didn't say
that. I'm not in my feelings. But why do you have to qualify it by saying women
are phenomenal?
Why you got to say that?
Well,
because it's true.
Because
we are. It's a fact.
I got to rock with this just for a little bit, and we're going to get some grief. I'm going to get a grief on this one, but when you quantify the statement, everybody has the right to feel a certain way about themselves and about their whole gender or whatever you want to call it. We have a right to do that. And just because somebody might not like it doesn't mean it's not right. That's all. I think that everybody is saying the same piece at all.
When I say phenomenal, I mean women usually have the capacity to juggle multiple things at one time.
Well, men do that too. So that's going back to Marcus's point. Men do that too.
Let me say this.
I mean,
men can
it's just
do
like
that, but men tend to concentrate their expertise in a certain area.
Here's where you lose me when you say stuff like that, because I could just as easily say men run the world, men are all the presidents, men run all the companies, and I sound chauvinistic and silly when I say that. That's how you sound right now. Because it doesn't matter that men do that, because women are important, and a man can't do that without having woman standing beside him, not behind him.
Look, let's go with
so
James
when you
Brown.
say women are phenomenal, that's how you sound.
It is true.
Listen,
I'm not taking it back.
James Brown said it best. He said, "This is a man's world, but it don't mean nothing
without a woman
or a girl."
Yeah,
nothing. Zero.
So if we all want to,
but James Brown didn't say the world is terrible, except for the women saved us. That's not what he said.
You wouldn't even be here without us. We birthed you.
Yeah, but you
sit down.
No, don't do that.
Go on, sit
don't
down.
do that.
We birthed
Don't
you.
do that. You birthed us? Really?
What? What?
You know what?
We didn't?
I mean, I could, where I could actually, if I really wanted to go there with you, I can talk about how
you need
most religious people
to make the embryo.
Then that's what it is.
But
two women can't screw and get no kids.
Let me tell you.
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into social
media. And there's no
real
man
quick.
that can push this baby out of my body either.
I'm gonna go ahead and jump in. Yeah, we do it all the time. It's called C-section. I'm gonna jump in here with Michelle K. And she said, "I'm listening to Chicago, and I strongly disagree. A woman can and should be both domesticated and well educated. As I said at the beginning of the show, I want an intellectual domesticate. We as women have to embrace our intellectual mind and know we can and will do both." Hey, Michelle K., you said it best right there. Wrapped it up with that foolishness. Dee over here talking about, man, drink more liquor.
And that's fine.
I just think that when
women should want to be both.
I just think that whenever we get into a situation where, as men, we make statements that put ourselves above women, we set ourselves up, and when women do it, you set yourselves up as well, because that to me is where we have our initial problem that'll always be the problem that we will face throughout our discussions and throughout our debates going forward. Y'all ain't better than us. When you say women are phenomenal, that's a divisive statement. When I reply by saying, well, men run the world, that's a divisive statement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Beyonce said it, who run the world? Girls.
Yeah, but you know what though? If you really, really feel that way, you got to say it. Then that must mean that who you trying to convince? You ain't convincing no dudes. Exactly. Who signed your contract? If you want to take it there, I'll take it there.
Wait,
I got a quick question. In this day and age, is it safe to say that women is not submissive to men anymore?
Oh, now see, that's a topic that you really.
Wait a minute. Say that again.
You heard him.
I didn't. I'm serious. I heard submissive, and that's all I heard.
In this day of time, is it safe to say that women are not submissive to men anymore?
What does that mean? Because you guys, I'm sorry, not you guys. When I say you guys, I mean the people who use that verse out of text.
Far as
out of context. I'm sorry.
The
word. Well, I'm talking about far as like when my mom was growing up. And my grandma, she was submissive to my grandfather. He was the head of the household. You know, she knew she was the woman, but he was the man. He made the decision. She knew. I don't want to say place because it's going to start.
No, say it. Say it.
But she knew her place in the home.
Okay.
Because back then there was a place.
Back then there was a place. Do you think that in today's society, all of that is gone?
Let me say something.
Let me
say something. Two different sets of grandparents. My maternal grandmother and her side of the family and the women on her side of the family. Yeah, you can be the head of the household. You better be the head of the household. Don't let me beat your ass, okay? But I hear what you're saying. You're talking about another time. You're talking about another time when women couldn't really go out in the workforce and work to get money to help take care of the family. And back then there were big families. It was just natural for her to stay home and take care of the kids. When you say submissive, is that what you're talking about? Knowing I'm supposed to know my role in the household as far as being I'm in the house. I'm not working. I'm not trying to help this household. Or I'm doing what my man is telling me to do. He's taking care of everything. I don't get your submissive. I don't get it.
Well,
explain it to me.
You want the adjective?
No, I don't want the definition.
Well, no, because
I want what he's saying. I want what Jay is saying. I want to hear his explanation of submission.
Like the conversations we had earlier today, you know, y'all don't want the yes man. Y'all want a no man. Y'all want a strong man. You want a man to say no.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. You're oversimplifying the conversation.
No, you're trying to be a
he is. He's being black and white when there was something else going on in that conversation.
Right.
Bring it in.
That's why I'm trying to get to the bottom of the new age woman. The new age woman, because
I call bullshit.
With all the independent women, the strong women that they didn't have back then, they was more submissive to their man. Like,
I'm gonna have to contest that one. Hold up, I think you got to restructure what you're saying, because even back then, I think they were strong women. They just chose to, and submissive. Once again, y'all, we're talking about something biblical, and we're crossing the line.
Thank you. That's what I want. That's what I need defined.
And
submission means.
It means ready to conform to authority or will of others, meekly obedient or passive, compliant, yielding, acquiescent. Y'all ain't know that one, did it? Unassertive, passive, obedient, biddable,
unassertive,
docile.
Dutiful, docile. That is not submission in
your eyes.
You're right. Mm-hmm. In my eyes, if I'm being submissive to my man, it's not in that sense. I'm not docile.
That's what I was getting at. I got you.
That's what I wanted you to say. That's what I wanted you to say.
And you know what? That's the one thing I love about being here on Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J, is that we can sit here and agree and hashtag stuff out. And hash. Help me out, y'all. We hash things out in a wonderful manner. So I hope some of the listeners are paying attention and got the cues that we're actually putting out, like our good President Barack Obama does, that Marcus J brought to us earlier.
Code.
Yeah, it's code for some of y'all dummies. Just pay attention.
I mean, submissive to me is a woman who has the ability to follow a man who's strong enough to lead. I have no problem with that. Now, all that docile, passive stuff, that's not going to happen, okay? My personality is already set in stone. I'm not going to change who I am. I'm not going to start, just bowing down to him, unless I want to. If I want to bow down to him and wash his feet or something like that, then I will do that. But he's not going to make me do it. That's not going to work.
Yeah, that can't be the attitude in the household. Do what I say, woman. That can't be the attitude.
I'm going to beat you down. Yeah. No, that ain't going to. Is that submission?
That's not submission.
Is that submission, Jay?
It's called abuse.
What is that?
That's domestic violence.
Yes, that's domestic violence. And October is domestic violance month.
Is that Judge Jones to get you 10 years?
Yeah, that might get you 15.
Somebody getting some years behind that. It's going to be me or you. So.
Okay, we're going to move on. New question. This is a scenario question, kind of fun, okay? We've been so serious and at war with each other. I mean, it's been kind of violent in here.
It's Dee fault.
What? Yeah, I mean, I thought y'all was going to get to shooting or something up here. I was scared.
It's Dee. You know what I mean? Everything used to be really cool.
And Marcus J, he might still beat me.
They said everything used to be really cool till I showed up. But that's why y'all asked me on here, didn't you?
She got to reiterate what we said.
She got to be divisive.
That's what I do.
She needs to be more submissive.
She does.
And hush her face.
And docile.
Can I tell you when I'm Can I tell you when I'm submissive? Can I tell you? Can I say that on the radio? I can't.
Yeah, go ahead. I want to hear that. Yeah.
And it's only because I want to. This is all ulterior motive behind that. So.
We know they listening. The streets is watching, baby. Boy, shots fired.
Hey,
you got
to be careful. You don't know who listening.
I got a text
Anybody
message.
Can be listening.
I got a text message from a friend of mine, Tori. She miscounted the last part, but she heard the first part because she had to go to Bible study. But she says, I enjoyed what I got to hear. I brought your subject up in my group since we was discussing a noble wife from Proverbs 31. It was an interesting discussion.
What's her name?
Tori.
Tori.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for listening, Tori. We appreciate it.
And actually, she just got out of her group, so she's on her way back online.
Cool.
Tori, thank you for listening. Keep on listening to Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J. We appreciate your support. And keep on listening. Let other folks know that you're listening to the flagship show right here live from the Den of Legacy Internet Radio. Diva.
All right. We're moving on. That was very spirited. Very spirited. All right. Scenario question. Pay attention, Big Joe. I know your attention span not all that long. So pay attention.
Okay.
Your best friend is getting married to a pretty good guy or girl. You know your friend is no good and not ready for marriage. What do? Do you A, mind your own business and wish them luck? Do you B, talk with your friend about it? C, talk to their fiance about it? D, object at the wedding, or E, none of the above?
I'm going to go with, first of all, I'm going to go with B. I'm going to go with B, and that's to talk to my boy, because the way things go nowadays, you can fool around and get the wrong one and not know if she going to bust him in the ass with a 12-gauge shotgun. I'm trying to tell you, she tell the truth, she ain't the devil. I mean, getting in other folks' business by like going and talk to her, that's a man code violation. We don't go talking. Yeah. Why would I go talking to the lady about something that I know is all about him? I'm not going to do that. Stand up in front. I'm not going to embarrass them in an open forum for what? That's stupid, because we wasted way too much money. I've had a situation where I got off a plane headed to San Francisco behind one of my partners who cut up and told his girl the day before the wedding that he didn't want to get married because he wasn't ready.
The day before?
Yeah, the day before.
That's some
And
time.
she was ready to put some hurt on this cat because her emotions and her feelings were, I mean, come on now. She's thinking that everything's going to be happily ever after. No, I don't know about that. Well, yeah, it's better than getting married, but it's a different. But see, I had to scream on him because there's a way you do stuff.
Yeah.
You don't wait till the day before the day of the wedding. It's an order that you do stuff.
Right.
Do it a week before.
I think to piggyback off what you said, yeah, I talk to my boy, but sometimes when you do that, they still do it anyway because so many people telling them they can't. That's personal experience for me. You know, like I was 20, and my mom was like dead set against me and my ex-wife to get married. Not that she didn't like her. She just knew that neither one of us was ready.
20?
20. And
no.
So I mean, none of my boys, they were just like they was more concerned about who's going to be at the bachelor party, who's going to be at the reception.
And there it is. That was a sign right there. Yeah, I'm not ready to get married.
Her mom and my mom, they both agreed that we wasn't ready. But hearing that is like, we grown, we do what we want to do. And I lie to you not, the marriage lasted 6 months.
Annulment? Okay, well that's good. You didn't have to go through the whole process.
Yes, believe me.
That's a lot. Okay, Big Brother Joe, you already answered. Miss Dee, what you think?
You
want me to repeat the question?
Yeah, repeat it.
Okay, so your best friends get married to a pretty good guy, okay?
But she's
full of shit. She's full of shit.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
So what do you do?
Tell the soon-to-be husband, I wouldn't tell him shit.
Okay. Would you talk to her about it?
We probably would have some conversations like, look, really? Is this what you're going to do? This what you're going to do?
Right.
But at the end of the day, that's up to her. I would try to impress upon her, you're messing with somebody's feelings here.
Right.
And men, they say there's nothing. What's the saying? Something about a woman scorn. There's the wrath of a woman scorn. Let me tell you, from personal experience, there's no wrath like that of a man that's been scorned or who thinks he's been scorned. And I try to have some type of conversation with her where she would think about it. But a woman that would do that, she's selfish. And, she's going to do what she wants to do regardless of what people say.
Right.
It's all about her and what she can get out of it. So
at least you made your peace.
Yeah, I can always say, look, I said what I had to say about it. And if you're going to do it.
You're going to still be the matron of honor?
What? That was part of the question?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just asking. Ooh, you still going to walk
I don't know if I could be the maid or the matron of honor. Look, why don't you make me a bridesmaid? Because
you're still going to be in the wedding and you know it's a falsity?
Yeah, when you know that
that's my girl. Right. She asked me to
her.
Be in her wedding. I'm going to support her.
But you know it's bull.
But she a hoe, though. She twerking at the club.
Y'all throwing all kinds of mix up in here.
Well, I mean, just think
it's hard because
she making it clap.
I don't have friends that would do that. I don't know anybody, let me say this, that would ask me to be in their wedding that does things like that. So.
Right.
No bullshit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I said I don't have friends like that, but I had to take it back. I may. I just don't know it.
Maybe 1 or 2.
They wouldn't ask me to be in their wedding. I hope not.
Marcus J., what you think? What would you do, man?
I think y'all all full of shit.
We're all full of shit?
Yeah, I do.
Why?
Because the truth is, you're going to be loyal to your peoples, period.
So you just mind your own business?
You're going to be loyal to your peoples.
What? No, I'm going to have a conversation with my girl.
I don't think anybody ever said that they wouldn't be loyal
you
to
would
them.
be loyal to
I didn't say I was going to tell him.
Which one are you doing?
Nobody said that.
When you give us like A, B, and C, like by the time you get to me after 4 people have spoken, I'd be forgetting. So I'll just.
Are you mind your own business, or are you saying something to your boy? Or
if your boy is your boy, then you already know how he do, and he already know how he do, and he already know how you feel about how he do. This is what I mean when I say you full of shit, because it's like, oh, well, I would tell my friend that man, forget all that. He already know. We don't have to have no conversation. He gonna come to you.
Poor girl.
He gonna come to you and be like, yo, I'm finna marry her. You gonna be down? You gonna say yeah?
You know he's a whore.
You gonna let me finish, or you gonna talk to me while I'm talking? You gonna say yeah? That's my boy. I'm gonna be there with him. Cause y'all girls will do the same thing. You gonna sit here and act like, and you did, but you getting ready to try to question me.
No, I ain't telling him nothing.
I
that
would
ain't my
support
problem.
her, but I'm gonna tell her, look, you
but
ain't ready for this.
What we said, Marcus, is we're gonna talk to her. We're not talking to him.
But like I just, no, of course, no. You ain't gonna step into that pool.
No, that ain't my.
No, you're not
Some
gonna
people
do.
would.
You're not gonna do that.
No.
You know, you're not gonna do that.
I'm not doing that.
But
because
if
you're gonna be the one they hate. You.
If you gonna question me on saying that I would have 100% pure loyalty to my friend,
yes.
If you have any problem with that, then I have a problem with you personally. That's just me, because at the end of the day, I don't know her. I don't care about her.
But why do you have whorish friends though?
But
why
Marcus J.,
I can't judge my friends on them being whorish. I mean, really, you gonna ask me that question? Seriously?
Why would you have that type of?
I mean, come on, man. Go ahead with that nonsense.
But let me ask you a question. I noticed what you said, and I agree with you. You said, and I don't think we're talking about the day of the wedding. We're gonna have that conversation. But I mean, yo, if it was me and you, if I knew that I'd be like, yo, dog, really? This is what you're gonna do?
But you know what? The truth of the matter is, this is a conversation that would not have to be had, because 1, I know you. And 2, I've known you. And 3, I've watched this thing develop. Mm-hmm. And so by the time it comes to the point where it's like, yeah, I'm trying to get married, we don't need to have a conversation, because any conversation that needed to be had has already been had. It's like, all right, you going to do it for real? And then once I have my initial, for real? Okay, I'm going to giggle a little bit, and then we're going to move on, because that's a him thing. It ain't a me thing, because my loyalty is going to be to my friend first. Yeah. And anybody who feels differently about that, I got to question how you feel about me as your friend, as Marcus J. Because if you're not going to support me as your friend first, then I'm like, all right, then I'm not sure about you.
But is it support when you watch your friend pay all this money, invest all this time?
Man, that's a unicorn in the sky. That's a unicorn in the sky.
6 months.
That's euphoria. That's Jesus coming back on Revelation Day. That's all that. It ain't real.
What?
You know what I'm saying? It ain't real. It's not.
It is real.
It ain't real. None of that is real. You know what's real? My boy, and if I'm a chick, my homegirl saying, this is what I want to do. There's no more discussion. That's it. We done. There's no more. That's it. It's finished. We through. My homegirl if I'm a woman, my homegirl says, I'm going to marry him. And in my mind, I'm thinking, he's a dirty dude. He's a jackass. I can't believe you're doing this. You ain't going to change her mind. So why even bother? Why even bother? If I'm looking at this man and I say, and he's my boy, and I'm looking at this man, whether it be Jay, whether it be Big Bro Joe, or anybody else, and I know he ain't shit. I've known he been ain't shit forever. I knew the whole time he was dating her and courting her that he wasn't shit. Now all of a sudden I got to get indignant right when he marries her, and I got to say,
well, that's because we was doing shit together.
We was doing shit together. All right, fair enough. But I got to now all of a sudden when he decides he wants to marry
holy,
her, now I got to get holy and sanctified now. Come on, man, for real. Now all of a sudden I got to disown him as a friend. I can't believe that you're gonna actually marry her when you was blank diddy blank blanky blank. But you was here with me. I ain't got nothing to do with that, man. Mind your business. It's about you right now. You know, but in all seriousness, like for real.
I agree.
But you know what? That's a good point. And it's funny. I laugh, but there are dudes out here that do that. You know.
And so are chicks too. Knock it off.
What I'm saying
I'm not gonna let you do that. Cut the bullshit.
I don't know any chicks that
I
do
would
that.
feel sorry for the
Man,
for the
please.
guy, you know, that I know my girl is a hoe and she out there like that, and I would feel kind of guilty.
All right, then you
Letting
go
that
ahead and be a
happen.
snitch and you tell on your girl.
Listen, I feel sorry too.
No,
but,
I won't do that.
All right, well then what we talking about here?
yeah, I'm not telling him, dude. You don't know yet. You
The
ain't-
friendship is over after
here's the
that.
You ain't paying
Why is the
attention.
friendship over? See, here's
Yeah,
the
the
thing.
friendship over.
Here's the part, ladies, that I really honestly feel that you're not keeping it 100 here. Because the truth is, you mean to tell me this your girl and you just meeting him? You just finding out that she's not cool with him and she's doing dirt with him?
I
So
don't think- is that what
all
that
of this
is?
time,
But it
you
gets
don't.
serious
But
when
all
they're
of this
about to get
time,
married.
okay, but it wasn't serious before they was about to get married. It was serious during the
Well,
whole
No, because
time.
she hoeing on the street. It wasn't
Come on,
serious
man.
before.
You're not
You know,
being
at some
honest,
point
man.
you
you half
think
stepping for
maybe
real.
she ain't gonna do it.
They half
stepping.
stepping.
Maybe she's not gonna do it. Maybe she's not going to do it.
Now you half stepping too?
I'm just saying.
Are you half
At
stepping?
some point,
It's
you're
a simple
thinking
question.
that.
Are you half stepping?
Is that what you think I'm doing?
I'm
Well, I already
asking.
answered the question.
I'm asking you.
I already answered the question.
Steppin'?
I said we're gonna have a conversation. We'll ask her, is this what you're gonna do? All right.
Once she answers it,
But you can't be the maid of honor no more.
yeah, girl, I love him.
What am I supposed to do?
Are you going to stop your whoring ways? That's what I'm going to say.
And if
Oh,
she said,
I'm
and
not gonna
She gonna say no.
and
I'm
she
not
said-
gonna do all that.
All right, well, let's just do that. You gonna ask that question. You gonna stop your horn ways, and she say no.
No.
What you gonna do?
That's on that's on him now.
What you gonna do?
You just
No,
gonna keep
no,
whoring
no,
on that
no.
nice
What you
man?
gonna do? Cut the bullshit.
I'm
What
gonna
you gonna
feel
do?
some kind of, I'm gonna feel a little bad.
I don't know.
You know what I'm gonna do?
Do I like him? I might try to.
Let's go get a drink.
No, oh damn, she said, do I like him?
Oh, that's another joint.
You are so much worse than I thought you were. You're a terrible person.
I think that's that. That's something else talking. That's something else talking.
You're just a terrible
Uh oh,
person.
All I gotta say is sometimes you gotta stay in your lane.
Oh, I thought he was gonna say something completely different. Thank you,
Yes,
Jay.
Sometimes you gotta stay in your lane.
Appreciate that.
Because like I said, sometimes you put the pressure on them, they gonna do it just because everybody's saying they can't.
Yeah, they be like, it's me and you, girl, against the world.
Yeah, so
Then you find out.
the opposite.
Just
Sometimes,
choose.
I mean, it's okay to take a fall. It's okay. We human. We all make mistakes. It's what happens after the mistake.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, stay in your lane.
A man scorned.
I can dig it. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Live from the Den Legacy Internet Radio Diva. We appreciate your contribution and we appreciate you leading us in the Diva Diaries. We're going to take our final break of the night. And when we come back, Dee Dee's going to rant. Big Bro Joe's going to rant. Our brother Jay's going to rant.
Oh, I
Data
got a
Pool
rant for y'all
Diva
tonight.
is going to rant. And yours truly, Marcus J. I'm going to share a little story with y'all.